And join us as you shall, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in tonight here on Fast Break. Lots of stuff to get into. Lots of very big news and interesting news that has happened in the world of hoops. Dentarius will join me here in a second. I want to have the co-host Davidson Crooks here live with you right now. And I guess the major news that happened in the basketball world this past week, Darryl Morey. Darryl Morey, as many of y'all know, was the, I say general manager of the general manager, president of basketball operations, the Houston Rockets, for many years. The guy that got this job, because, one of those analytic guys and stuff like that. And he found that position, because he speaks numbers and he relates to, I guess, the common man, if you want to say that. So, and me and D discussed this, I think, last week or so, a couple weeks before, that, when he eventually, decided to let go or, resign, whatever the case, we talk about, like, okay, this guy had a decent run. His best asset was his best move was getting James Harden, who turned to one of the premier players in the league, the MVP, a multiple scoring champion, and became the face of your franchise since, Yao Ming. Now, some of y'all probably say, well, what about the Dream? Well, yes, Dream will always be, if you want to say, the face of the Houston Rockets. But, after he, moved on, it was Yao Ming's time. Yao Ming came into the league, a lot of fanfare. Yao Ming fared very well during the league. Brought a lot of revenue to the league, and especially that gateway to the door to China, which I'll get to here in a second. But I think the biggest coup of Darryl Morey during his tenure getting James Harden. I think we all can agree with that. And then if you put like a second one wide, big transaction that he did, is probably getting Chris Paul. So those two singular moves kind of, solidified that, Darryl Morey's, tenure and, his laundry list of work of what he did with that organization. Now, I was going to set this question up to D-Lock, and like I said, he'll join us here in a little bit, but I was going to ask him, if you were to lose wherever company you're looking for, millions upon millions of dollars in a span of a few months, would you be able to keep your job? Now, some of y'all probably are thinking, where we're going with this. Well, we have talked in the past about the Rockets and stuff like that, and the Darryl Morey tweets, supporting China, and the liberation, I guess some people are trying to have over there, across the sea. That I'll be one to admit that, I really don't know what that situation is going on over there. I mean, all of us, we have phones, tablets, laptops. We can go in there and look. Sometimes, at the height of it, before they went on shutdown with COVID, a lot of people are out there protesting their freedom and stuff like that in Hong Kong or around in China. I mean, I saw on Twitter and you see, it's like, oh, okay. I guess some people over there handling their business. So, that was that. And then Darryl Morey, tweeted in support of those people, quickly deleted that tweet. And then that kind of spiraled a lot of things out of control. In a sense, this for like the revenue stance for the league. China pulled a plug temporarily, showing NBA games, hosting the NBA games as well over there. And some people, actual number that some people report is about 250 plus million that the NBA had lost with Darryl Morey's tweet. Some people have reported that it may be more than that. But I'm just going to, for talking sake, that we're going to just keep around the 200 million plus. So I was like, if you were to lose, 200 million plus for your company, would you be able to keep a job? Let's think about that. What Darryl Morey did, lost a lot of money for the league as a whole. Not just for his franchise, but a lot of other franchises that really depend on that revenue. A lot of these teams in the NBA don't make a lot of, don't break even to like at the end of the season. And especially when all this COVID stuff hit, some of these owners and stuff are really feeling their pockets hurting. And we discussed this in the show in the past, previous shows. Tillman Fertitta, principal owner of the Houston Rockets. His outside ventures are a restaurateur, a casino owner, all that stuff. What is one of the things COVID has done, not only in this country, but the world? It has hurt restaurant businesses, casinos, and casinos and stuff like that, and entertainment, because if anybody been to a casino before, you touch things, you're walking around, other people, you're in close proximity, all that good stuff. Restaurants, same thing. Close proximity with everybody. You eat force, drinking glasses out of people. Yes, they get clean, but God knows you don't know what the other person, had before you. So Tillman's in that industry. Mm-hmm. Family emergency. Not family. Sorry about that. I mean, like the family business and stuff like that. So that's what Tillman's in. And he has taken a lot of hits. Now, I think one thing he probably could account for, since his restaurants are good, like their revenue that what the league would bring in. That's why a lot of these owners are trying to so pressed to get back on TV, get the season restarted, get that TV money back. And, to the league's credit, for Darryl Morey, they didn't fire the man. They didn't let him go. They didn't cave to China's pressure to let him go. He still kept his job. So they kind of stuck up for the guy in a sense, even though he did mess up the money a little bit. You put it to you this way: losing that simple tweet, losing that amount of money for the league, losing that amount of money for the league, hurts a lot of teams, especially this COVID era. Don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but let's be real. Or teams that really are breaking even or above that, or what? Maybe the Lakers, Warriors, the Knicks, Celtics, your big market teams. Just put it to you that way. Now, I could throw in like a small market like San Antonio, OKC, teams of that nature. But some of the other squads around the league, like Minnesota, the Pelicans, the Hornets, teams of that nature that, kind of dependent on that other streams of revenue. Mm-hmm. So, just in case, if their bottom line don't fill out in these other areas, in arena calls, staff, concessions, all that good stuff, you got this other money funneling in that kind of breaks even to recoup some of your costs. And Morey messed up the bag with that. And I figured, this is me talking, I figured, the league probably told him, like, hey, and probably being secret, like, hey, lay low for a little while. Then, if you can get a job, you get another job. But after so few days resigning, Mr. Morey is going to be the new president of basketball operations for the Philadelphia 76ers. New president of the Philadelphia 76ers, Darryl Morey, who got a new job Just like that. Joe Dumars can't get an interview anywhere. Or if he brought in anywhere, he's bringing in as a consultant. I can say this for Joe Dumars' sake. He was very consistent, and I'll say this for Darryl Morey, very consistent, especially when you got James Harden, put in a team that's in deep playoff contention. I'm not going to take that away from him. Like I say, they did a very solid job. But, the past couple of years of roster transitions that they've done really kind of, put them in a place like, okay, you done what you could do with this roster, you and Mike D'Antoni. But it's for Joe Dumars. Kind of same breath. Built a great roster there up in Detroit years ago. Bringing in Ben Wallace. Getting Rasheed, from Atlanta. When Rasheed played for like that one game, then he was gone. Training ready at Jerry Stackhouse for Rep Hamilton. Signing away at Chauncey Billups from Minnesota. Drafting a Tayshaun Prince. So you got like a mix of, a veteran front court, add in young blood in the mix, who became one of the better defenders in the league, and a very solid backcourt. Add in, very good, solid people off the bench, like a Lindsey Hunter, Corliss Williamson. Oh, God. I'm trying to think who else. Memo Okur. I feel like I missed somebody else, too. But you get what I'm saying. And, of course, like Darryl Morey made some questionable transaction moves, like giving Charles Villanueva and Ben Gordon big deals that really didn't pan out. And then after that, he was gone. But we didn't see with Joe Dumars with Darryl Morey that he got a job, like a week later. Darryl Morey, he gets a new job in a new city just like days later. And, it's really not cool with that. This is me personally. Hey, the man got another job. Cool. Congrats to him. But not trying to, bring race to this to a degree, but with black people in these type of fields, especially in the manager positions, you don't get like one shot to hit the ground running and hit all your moves, bam, 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 in succession. Like I take Ozzie Newsome, for example, for the NFL. Great football player from Alabama, great player in the NFL. And then when he finally got the chance to be in the front exec role, he hit the ground running. Now, if he would have like a couple rough patches through there, a rough couple years, and he got let go, will he get another position elsewhere? Maybe, maybe not. But sometimes those guys, those men, especially black men in those positions, they usually don't get a second chance. Another example, I'll just go to the NFL. One more reach from the NFL. I think was his name, Steve Wilkes, was a former coach of the Cardinals. One of the worst teams in the league. Eventually got a top pick. He was gone. Didn't get no chance elsewhere. Went back to be a defensive coordinator. Adam Gase, gone that same year. Next thing you know, he was the Jets head coach. And now he's sticking up the joint with the New York Jets.